It was a bit challenging for me when I came here in Australia. I was pregnant. I was enjoying my motherhood, but was challenging for me when I wanted to come back to the cybersecurity because a lot of changes in between.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Cyber Revolution podcast. Thank you for joining us yet again. I'm Adam Hewitt, the CEO of Cyber Revolution, and today I'm joined by one of our former students, Chintal. Chintal, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you, Adam. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, very well. Excited to have you on. Chintal is one of our former students, as I said. She is an amazing, driven woman that has willed her way into the cybersecurity industry, which is why I wanted to get you on. I think it's a really amazing story and one that is going to resonate with a lot of listeners. Okay, so before we go through that, as I always do, I want to give our new listeners of the podcast a little bit of an overview of who this podcast is for. We are finding we're getting a lot more people reaching out to us each week, asking us a bunch of questions, and this is why we run this podcast, is to educate people on what cybersecurity is and how they can land their first job into the industry. That's what Cyber Revolution does. We're Australia's only dedicated cybersecurity training and placement institute. We specialise in finding people their first role. Over the years, we've helped hundreds of people get into this industry, but it is one that is still to this day very mysterious. A lot of people really don't understand how they can get into this industry, and the reason I love doing this podcast is you get to hear people's stories from all walks of life, how they got into the industry. We've had people that are boat builders, people that are accountants, people that, formerly have been in the IT industry or have studied IT previously, like Chintal has. It's just taken them some time to get into cybersecurity. Everyone's different. So this is a podcast for people that are interested in the cyberspace and interested in the stories about how people got into the cybersecurity industry. So if that resonates with you, this is the podcast you should be listening to. Okay? Chintal, let's get into it. I want to start from the very beginning of your cybersecurity journey. Before you decided to join Cyber Revolution, what were you doing for work, and why cybersecurity for you?
Yes, thank you, Adam. I have studied Master in Cybersecurity. I came here in Australia to study Master in Cybersecurity. And after finishing my study, I was pregnant. I was at home for around 1.5 years. So to fill out that gap, technology is ever changing, and specifically for cybersecurity, always new trends are coming in. So to get to know about new trends and new technology and lots of new changes in there, I got to know about Cyber Revolution and the certificates you are providing. So that's why I came to Cyber Revolution, and I done those for certifications, specifically for CompTIA, cybersecurity analyst, and that helped me a lot to get into my first role. Thank you so much for that.
No, amazing. You've been an amazing student. As I said at the start, you've got a really good story, and I know that you came to Australia, what was it, about 2 or 3 years ago now?
4 years ago.
4 years ago. What country did you come from?
I come from India.
India. Okay. And what was the main reason for moving to Australia?
Yeah, the main reason is to study cybersecurity. As I said, I did master in computer application back in India. It was mostly based on software development. It was interesting, but at the time I got to know about lots of news about hacking, and lots of people used to put on status like, my Facebook account is hacked and please ignore if you receive any message. And lots of news about cybersecurity. It interested me a lot, and after that I decided to study further on cybersecurity, and I came here in Australia with the cybersecurity study role.
Amazing. And so you were an international student on a working visa?
Yes, that's true. I'm currently on working visa and hoping to get my permanent residence soon. So just waiting for the invitation. Yeah.
I think you're well and truly on your way. The thing about again, applying for your permanent residency, you're now in an industry. You've just landed your first job in cybersecurity, in your first role, that you're really, really helping Australian people, right? You're helping Australia by protecting us and protecting our data, and so I think you are now a huge asset to the country, and you're in this industry, which is amazing. How have you found your 4 years within Australia studying? As you said, being a mum, as well, doing all of that at the same time. That must have been pretty tough.
Yeah, it was a bit challenging for me when I came here in Australia from India. So it's a lots of different cultural differences, and also like in workplace differences. So although it was good one, because I found a lots of new things here. When you are working with the colleagues, it feels more like in terms of relationship, it's more like you take care of each other. So it was a bit challenging for me when I came here. Then, as I said, I was pregnant, I was at home. So that period of time was, I was enjoying my motherhood, but was challenging for me when I wanted to come back to the cybersecurity, because a lots of changes in between. So I got opportunity to get the certification from Trend Micro, and it was my first steps towards my cybersecurity role. That 9-week intensive training program helped me to get to know about new trends. Also helped me to sharpen my some of the soft skills, working with the team to gain a lots of knowledge. Yeah, that was a good experience. And then I joined Cyber Revolution, did the certifications specifically from the CompTIA. After that, I thanks to Australian government, and specifically they are providing opportunity to the women, also migrants. Thanks to MEGT, it is organized by Australian government, and specifically women who are returning from the maternity, and they are helping those women to get into cybersecurity and IT. So I got this opportunity through MEGT 14-week program, and then I got extension on my role. So the first steps is always challenging, but this journey, I enjoyed this journey from the beginning to the my current role. So it was good journey. Thank you.
It's as I said, it's an amazing journey, and I know that you went through some difficult times, and you have to study, and you're extremely busy, and you've got your studies and your program, and you've got your child as well. You're juggling a lot of different balls there, but obviously now your hard work and your dedication is starting to pay off. Tell us a little bit about the role that you're in at the moment and what it looks like day to day.
Yeah, it's more like when you are or coordinating with other agencies, and to help them out to close that loopholes they have, and specifically with the cybersecurity, and to look for some of the risk assessments, and help them to find a good vendor in terms of to get some services. So my current role is more like coordinating with the agencies and helping them to find the good solutions, and also helping them to closing those loopholes, and protecting, help them to protect themselves from phishing emails, and also lots of phishing trainings for the users. So yes, I'm enjoying my role, and a lots of growth there.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good you're enjoying it. So what's the actual role called? What's the specific role?
It's cybersecurity analyst specifically, and to help the agencies to analysis on their maturity levels, on their essential 8 levels, helping them out to uplift those levels.
Yes, the essential eight's very, very important. I'm assuming you would have to do a lot more training once you're in the role. You have to do a lot more training around the essential eight and what that is.
That's true. To learning about what specific required to uplift your cybersecurity challenges, like if you think about user training or your employee training, also to help with find if they have any internet facing website, how can you help them to mitigate vulnerabilities. So it is more like to help agencies to improve their cybersecurity resilience. So you can call that here.
It's a big role. It's a very, very important role you're playing there, and it's a very, it's a crucial one within not only the Australian government, but within small to medium-sized businesses, large businesses, all need support with their essential eight training, essentially the standards that organisations are required to meet to be, cybersecurity resilient. I can imagine you'd be pretty busy at the moment. Are you working sort of long hours?
That's true. Not too much burden, yeah, but it's been a busy from a long time, because we are working on some new projects, so to helping with that. So it's been a busy, but a lot of good learnings, and it helped me a lot to improve my knowledge around those cybersecurity projects and concepts. So yes, busy but good.
Okay, and I just you touched on it before. How's the support that you're getting within that organization and the team or the culture? Because you're, as you said, you're a mother. You've just become a mother. You've just came to Australia 4 years ago as a migrant, and you're learning all of this new stuff about cybersecurity, but also about Australian culture. Like, how has that been for you? You supported within the organisation at the moment, learning new skills, jumping into a new role, and also a new culture. How's that been?
Yeah, it's been a great team support, I will say, and also with the Australian government, there is some flexible hours you can get if required. But to be honest, for me, team support is it's always good. Like whenever I need any help from the team, I can call them anytime. I ask all lots of questions because those things and some of those things are new for me. So team supports are really good and great, I will say. In terms of helping with my child, I always appreciate my husband because he has helped me a lot. He was looking after when I am working for 9 to 5 job. So thanks to my husband as well.
Big shout out to your husband. As you said, it's busy. I'm a new father myself as well. I have the 5-month-old, and I know how tough it can be on both parents, and especially now that you're studying and a lot of change going on. But now that you're in the industry, it's really exciting. So you wanted to get into cybersecurity for a long time. You studied, yep. You did your degree, you did your certifications with us as well, and so you had this perception of what the cybersecurity industry was going to look like, and your expectation about what it could look like. Now that you're in it and you work in the industry as a cybersecurity analyst. Does that match up with your expectations, like the actual industry and the jobs that you're doing now?
Yes, it does meet my expectation. Like cybersecurity is always a challenging role. You need to learn new things. You need to keep up with the new trends, new trades. There is always hackers are like those people are always find a new ways to social engineering the people and also to get into your environment. So it's always been challenging to find out that loopholes and to look into those techniques and help people with how to get out of that and how to make sure you are not a part of that. So it's a bit challenging role, and yes, that's true. It's not ever been easy to be in cybersecurity.
I think it's as you said, it's forever changing. And you as now a cybersecurity professional have to be forever changing and always learning and upskilling. It's a big thing we always talk about here, funnily enough, being an education company, that you have to be a lifelong learner to get into cybersecurity. You've now done a lot of study already, but I'd assume over the next 5, 10, 15 years, you're going to be doing education and training and certifications probably almost every year for the rest of your career. Are you excited to do that?
Yeah, that's true. I always like studying new things and to do a lots of certification. Even with this 14-week program with MAGT, I did some micro credentials for Microsoft and also SC900. So it's always exciting for me to learn new things and to pass the exams and to get the certificates and showcase into my resume. Yeah, so I like that. I like that studying new things and to work with that.
I remember talking to Reese at the time, was your student support officer. He said the same thing. He was like, Chintal is such an amazing student. She really is enjoying the process of learning these new skills, because a lot of the time people have their eyes set on the outcome, which is getting into the industry and getting a job, which is important. You need to have a goal, but you've also got to enjoy the process to get to that goal, which is learning the new skills, getting the certifications, and breaking it down into small achievable goals each week, each month, which is what we help our students do. What did you enjoy most about your studies? Like, what did you enjoy most about the process of learning new skills? Was it the online lectures, the labs, the support? What was it?
I will say all of them. Online lectures was good because I can do it on my time because I have a 2-year-old and I need to look after her. So it's like flexible time to look after the lectures and to study. Also lab, the lab that you have provided specifically for the students, where I can do a different coding and experiments over there. So also it was a good in terms of mentor. I used to be on call with Isabella every week, and she was always encouraging me, okay, I can do it, I can pass the certificates and I can study new things, I can be in there. So it was really good mentorship with the cyber revolution, and I enjoy throughout that study period, I enjoyed it a lot.
Good to hear. And shout out to Isabella. She's amazing as well. So you obviously came into your studies having studied IT and cybersecurity previously, not having any IT experience. Were you nervous at all about doing extra certifications or doing studies again after doing your university degree?
Yeah, a bit nervous because after the 2 years gap and starting study again, so a bit nervous. But as I enjoying studying new things and doing certifications, so enjoy it, but was a bit nervous at the first.
Yeah, of course. And I guess, and also then, I know there is a bit of a perception out there at the moment that you have to be an Australian citizen to get a job in cybersecurity, to get an M1 security clearance. And that is true if you want to go and work in specific organizations. But obviously, you've completely blown that misconception out of the water because you're currently on a visa. You work in the cybersecurity industry. What would you say to people like yourself who really want to get into this industry, but they're not sure whether they can because of their visa situation?
Yeah, that's true. I faced that things as well. When I was applying for the role, there were few roles that was asking for NV1 clearance and specifically for citizen of the Australia. But I'll suggest there are a few roles and some internship programs where you don't require to be a permanent resident and also Australian citizens. And Australian government also helping specifically women who are migrant and where they don't require specific Australian citizen or permanent residents. So I'll suggest to go for and look for some of the roles that do not require Australian citizens. There are few roles from the SOC requirement where you have to be Australian citizens, and because it's a requirement of the role. But yeah, to be honest, there are a lots of different roles like GRC and few other roles where you don't require that criteria, I'll say. And it's never been easy. You need to apply lots of jobs. I have applied a lots of roles, and then I got into this role. So
as you said, it's not. I think a lot of people can look at it as an excuse potentially not to do it, right? And go, "Oh, I'm not a permanent resident or a citizen, so it's not going to work for me." You're obviously proof that it can work, and you've just got to put yourself out there and actually do the right things, do the studies, apply for the right roles, because that's often a big mistake that a lot of people do. They'll be applying for specific roles like a SOC role, Security Operations Center role, that does require you to have a certain clearance. Now that's obviously going to hold people back if they have visa restriction. But you said at the start of this conversation, cybersecurity is so broad. There's a bunch of different opportunities, GRC, whether it be technical or consulting pathways that people can go down that they're just not aware of, and they're not applying for these jobs that don't require M1 security clearances. I think people just need to be educated on that there are opportunities for people out there that are really talented, that want to get into cybersecurity, but are just on a visa at the moment.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
On that note, what are some of your tips and tricks? I asked all of these students at the end of the podcast who have been successfully placed, what your 3 top tips for somebody who is looking to get into cybersecurity. What would they be? They might be sitting on the fence. They might be thinking it's not for me. I'm on a visa. What is it that you would, some tips that you'd give them?
Yeah, I will say only tip is never give up. Keep applying for the new roles. And also, networking is the most important thing. I will suggest to go to some professional like you, and also there are lots of LinkedIn groups where you can join to get to know about new roles, new opportunities, and also networking, LinkedIn learning, and also to get to know get to connected with new people. I'll say lots of new professionals that will help you to improve your network, your connectivity, and you might get some good role from your friends and from your friends from the LinkedIn. So that is my tips. I would say keep applying, never give up. It will hard work always pays off. So
Yep. I think so never give up is one, obviously. And networking is a big one that a lot of people don't really think of these days, or for whatever reasons with COVID don't enjoy doing it anymore. But now that things are opening up, events are happening all of the time. Networking is a massive one, because you're only one conversation away from another potential opportunity to get into the industry. And on that point, actually, you've just reminded me, Chintal, I'm going to announce a new partnership that Cyber Revolution has with ASA, the Australian Information Security Association. Amazing organisation that is all about bringing the cybersecurity community together. And so all of our Cyber Revolution students are now going to get free ASA memberships when they become a student of Cyber Revolution, which allows you to then join and go to the ASA networking events. They've got a massive one that's coming up soon. By the time this podcast airs, it could have already ran. It might just be about to, but it's called CyberCon. It's down in Melbourne. 5,000 cybersecurity professionals are going to attend this event, and it's an unbelievable opportunity to then be able to go meet some of these employers face to face, leave an impression, because you never know where that can lead you, right? So I think that's a really, really good tip, Chintal, that networking is really, really key.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Chintal, for taking time out of your day to share your story. I hope a lot of people got some motivation out of it and took some little nuggets of gold, and I really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you so much. Guys, if you did get something out of this, please like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel, refer us to some friends who want to listen to the podcast. It's an amazing opportunity just to hear some really cool stories about how our students go from wanting to get into the cybersecurity industry and landing their first role. Thanks for listening, everyone.